very small, bright red, custom-built biplane known as the Oracle Challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you none other than Mr. Sean D. Tucker. I invite you to stand by because you are about to experience 13 minutes of the most hardcore, down and dirty, hard-charging power aerobatics known to man. As Sean brings it back from level flight, accelerating this air show left. Point rolls across the box. Now into the vertical. A half roll in one direction, a full roll and a half in the opposite. Very low airspeed, pulling over the top. Once established on the 45-degree downline, the high energy inside diving snap rolls. Keeping it pointed at the ground. Airspeed indicator winding up. 210 miles an hour, air show right. The nose comes skyward. It's called the spiraling tower. 2.5 outside snap rolls on the way up. At low airspeed, pushing over the top to 2.5 outside snap rolls on the way down. Chooses to remain inverted as he pushes hard off the backside of that maneuver. The quick half roll to upright now begins the Hui loop. This is an inside-outside loop with a couple at the top. The first half is inside or positive G's. The second half is outside or negative G's. Over 6 negative G's, trying to throw Sean out of the cockpit at the bottom end of that maneuver. Hanging by the strap, letting the nose fall through the horizon, accelerating back to air show center. You've seen other performers do what's called a hammerhead turnaround. Watch closely now for Sean's original double hammerhead. It starts with a full roll, followed by the shoulder roll. As he approaches zero forward airspeed, watch for hard, full left rudder. As Sean completes not one, but 2 consecutive hammerhead turnarounds. Starting less than 10 feet above the ground, climbing skyward again. This is called the flip top. Straight at the ground, accelerating, pulling back to level flight. Watch for point rolls across the aerobatic box and Sean inverted as he now begins the outside 8-sided loop. Style of flying that you see Sean performing is very athletic and very hard on the body. Throughout the course of one performance, Sean will experience over 7.5 positive G's, 7.5 negative G's, and over 10.5 positive G's. So right now, Sean's going to take a very short break, climb for some altitude, catch his breath. Inbound. The nose drops down. The smoke is going to come on as the airspeed builds up. Sean's looking for 220 miles an hour. He's going to pitch the nose up, roll it inverted, right rudder, right forward stick. This is called the centrifuge. Stopping now, unrolling in the opposite direction, converting excess altitude back into airspeed at air show right, using every bit of that available 400 horsepower to pull himself 1,800 feet above the ground. For the second time, it's Sean's original double hammerhead. Left rudder goes to the floor to bring it around once, all the way around twice. Accelerating on the vertical downline with a pull to level at 200 feet. Watch closely up on the 45, now knife edge flying and end over end. It's called the Holy Hochmeyer. Recovering now, Sean is going to show you a maneuver which was used for the first time in 1972 by Mr. Charlie Hillard of the United States Aerobatic Team to win for the United States the World Aerobatic Championship Trophy. This is called the torque roll, and no one in the world today does it better than Sean. Into the vertical now, rolling to the left, approaching 0 forward airspeed. Torque of the engine takes over, continuing to roll this aircraft to the left. Reaching up, shifting into reverse. Sean now brings it screaming towards the ground, tail first at over 100 miles an hour. Once through his critical altitude, the throttle slams back. The nose falls down as Sean turns away to set up for his original triple ribbon cut. I'd like to suggest that you get on your feet and get your cameras ready. Direct your attention to the show line in front of you. You will notice there are 3 sets of poles out there. Suspended between each pole is a ribbon. Those ribbons are 20 feet above the ground, 700 feet apart. First, Sean goes underneath ribbon number 1, starting with wheels 5 feet above the ground into the avalanche. An inside loop with 3 snap rolls at the top. Continuing around the corner, looking for number 2. Once in sight, he dives it down to 5 feet above the ground, 210 miles an hour as he goes underneath number 2. And finally through that 3rd and final ribbon. Pitching the nose skyward, Sean is now going to show you the world's smallest inside loop. This is called the alley-oop. Straight at the ground, a half roll with a push off the back will be our indication that everything looks good. And Sean is now ready to dive in and attempt to slice all 3 ribbons in one single pass in 3 separate flight attitudes. Let's watch closely now from the right. Looking for 210 miles an hour, leveling at 15 feet above the ground, rolling into right knife edge flight through ribbon number 1, left knife edge flight through number 2, and finally inverted to shred that 3rd and final ribbon. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a maneuver invented and performed only by Sean D. Tucker. The giant outside loop. Watch for him to remain inverted, pushing skyward from inverted to inverted with a tumble in the middle. It's called the Tucker Upper. Bringing it around the corner back to show center. Watch for the nose to pitch up suddenly. 1 3/4 outside snap rolls. Sean into climbing knife edge flight. We call this the slider. And now keep those cameras out. Sean is preparing to turn inbound from the right for his salute to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. This is Sean's low altitude, low speed photo pass. We're very proud to be sponsored in our North American tour in 2003 by Oracle. It's with their support this year that Sean is able to perform at more than 23 show sites across North America in front of more than 8 million air show fans. This aircraft that you see Sean flying is known as the Oracle Challenger. It was custom built specifically for Sean by our team over a period of 16 months. It weighs in at 1,170 pounds and is powered by 400 horsepower, making it the most high-performance aerobatic biplane in the world today. Now that he's rolled his way back to Air Show Center, Sean is going to set up for the final maneuver of this afternoon's performance. This is called the Harrier Pass, and anyone who in the pass who has ever witnessed the awesome power and capabilities of the United States Marine Corps Aviate-B Harrier will understand exactly how this maneuver earned its name. Bringing it to show center, Sean is attempting to bring this aircraft to a complete hover, using only about 75% of his available horsepower. Ladies and gentlemen of Dayton, showing you why he is considered to be one of the top air show performers in the world today. Put your hands together one final time for Sean D. Tucker and the Oracle Challenger. Sean is the former winner of the United States National Advanced Aerobatic Trophy. In addition, Sean is the first performer to ever win both the Bill Barber Award for Air Show Showmanship and the Art Scholl Memorial Showmanship Award in the same year. As Sean goes down and says hi to John Travolta, he's going to turn around and set up for landing. As he does so, I'd like to invite you to look us up on the internet. Just type in www.poweraerobatics.com. And now, as Sean sets up for landing, I'd like to thank you on behalf of Team Oracle. Public Relations Coordinator, Carl Copen. Crew Chief, Tom Digert. Aircraft Mechanic and Pilot, Clyde Green. And of course, the man working hardest of all in the cockpit, Sean D. Tucker. My name is Brian Norris. We hope you've enjoyed our show. We've certainly had a great time in Dayton and look forward to being invited back. At this time, let's turn it back over to Mr. Rob Ryder.
Thank you, Brian Norris. Ladies and gentlemen, a great round of applause to Sean D. Tucker. I can't hear you. Lots more to come today. Thank you, Brian Norris. Sean Tucker setting it down right now. And Danny Clisham, there's an airplane out on the runway that I've seen fly before, but I've never been, I haven't been in one in about 30 years. But you, on the other hand, you have flown these airplanes. Let's tell us about it.